The games coming out in 2025 have been insane. It's incredible just how many quality titles have been churning out this year, and we're only halfway through. If 2025 finishes strong, it's looking to easily be one of the best years for games to date. I played a lot this year so far, but there's still plenty of stuff I've yet to catch up on. Regardless, I want to share my top 5 games that I enjoyed the most up until July. Starting at number 5 is Dead Zone Rogue. Now technically, Dead Zone Rogue is still in early access, but it's too enjoyable to not mention here. It's an FPS roguelike with some incredibly satisfying shooting mechanics, while borrowing a similar structure to Hades. I absolutely love the gun feel in this game. Each gun feels unique in their sound effects, spray patterns, and damage, but all feel incredible to shoot. It feels closest to Titanfall, which is the highest praise I can give for shooting mechanics. And as a sign of any good roguelike, I constantly had the itch to go for one more run. This was thanks to the boon upgrades at the end of each room doing a great job at incentivizing creativity and different playstyles, allowing me to experiment and try out different loadouts each time. There does need to be more content down the line, but even now it's offering dozens of hours of gameplay. The progression is satisfying, the gunplay fantastic. Dead Zone Rogue is a must try for FPS fans in my books. Next is the co-op wonder Split Fiction. Coming from the same studio that brought us the excellent It Takes Two, Split Fiction manages to set the bar even higher for co-op experiences. The team really crafted something special. You and a second player take control of Zoe and Mio, two aspiring writers who get sucked into a publisher's plagiarism machine where they navigate across their different stories looking for an escape. Zoe's stories are fantasy while Mio's are sci-fi. Where Split Fiction is most special is in its raw co-op gameplay. There are so many creative ideas here that you won't find in any other game. One player controlling the stage while the other platforms, SSX tricky races, exploring a Harry Potter-esque town. The variety feels endless with the quality to match. Every section has you and your partner using different mechanics with one another, which leads to so many interesting interactions and forms of play. The best parts are easily the side stories, where you get to explore a shorter segment unrelated to the main plot, but this is where the most zany, wondrous content lies. Romping around as farting pigs is amazing and does not get old. The main plot and writing won't be to everyone's taste, but as far as co-op mechanics go, Split Fiction is unmatched. At number 3 is Mario Kart World. I've always enjoyed Mario Kart casually, and Mario Kart World continues to impress. This is the perfect casual multiplayer game to play with friends and family who aren't hardcore gamers. Nintendo has always been known for tight controls and game feel, and Mario Kart World is no different. The driving feels great. It's hard to put into words why driving in Mario Kart feels so fun, but even my wife, who doesn't play games at all, finds the controls intuitive and has a blast with it, which is saying a lot. As for the tracks, they are also unique and inventive. They reduced a lot of the lap structure you usually see in racing games, and instead have you drive linearly from one track to the next track. It's cool that the races feel like one connected long journey, and for me, I love it. The open world structure really feels like the next generation of Mario Kart, and after experiencing it for myself, everything just made sense. The environments feel more like real animated places thanks to their interconnectivity rather than simple backdrops for the gameplay. And to top it all off, the roster is great, with amazing inclusions like the now famous cow. This won't be a game I constantly go back to, but whenever you have friends around, Mario Kart is always a fun time, till you get blue shelled. My second favorite game of 2025 at the moment is Monster Hunter Wilds. It's so good. I've actually bounced off Monster Hunter quite hard until this year. Something about the clunky attacks and overwhelming amount of consumable items in previous entries really didn't work for me, but Monster Hunter Wilds addresses just about all of my complaints about the series while adding an extra sheen of quality of life on top. The combat is way smoother. The perfect blocking feels great. I love how the sword and shield weapon type plays. And of course, the monsters are so fantastic. They are huge, menacing, and have the punishing movesets fit for their aesthetic. As someone who loves boss battles, these spectacle fights were an absolute blast with the refined combat. The new monster Raidou in particular, absolute highlight. There's a lot less traveling and tracking the monster thanks to your mount now, which some fans of the more deliberate monster tracking might not like, but in my opinion, the faster tracking makes the gameplay loop more compact in a good way. There definitely could be more of the hunting aspect with traps and preparation to make the hunts feel more cohesive, but personally, as someone who values the combat experience over the other mechanics, I really enjoyed the gameplay loop they have here regardless. I do wish that there was more content updates to the endgame to really flesh out the game, but even the base content will give you dozens of quality gaming hours. Yes, I know there are tons of complaints about the poor PC performance, which are well warranted, but if your PC can handle the game or if you're playing on console, Monster Hunter Wilds is a romp if you enjoy combat, boss-focused gameplay. And of course, at number 1 is Expedition 33. This is the hottest game of 2025 right now for good reason. The combat is fantastic. The story is full of twists and philosophical questions. The production values? Oof. Some of the best graphics and voice acting I've seen in a game. The quality bar across all areas here is just so damn high, it's hard not to appreciate how monumental Expedition 33 is in the current gaming landscape. In a sea of disappointing AAA titles with more microtransactions than gameplay, Expedition 33 proves so much wrong with its scope, quality, and artistic vision, even coming from a small indie team. I love how they mix Persona and Mario RPGs to create a combat system that values both character builds and mechanical skill. I love the inventive dark fantasy setting and how the story goes into deep topics about grief. The characters are so well written and acted, with Gustave and Maël being the highlights for me. And the music. The music speaks for itself. All of its fantastic components come together to become a one-of-a-kind JRPG that anyone interested in games needs to check out. Alongside other modern classics like Elden Ring or Nier Automata, Expedition 33 shows how video games can touch players as an art form, and it deserves all of its praise. It's the game to beat for Game of the Year 2025 for sure. And that wraps up my top 5 so far for 2025. How close or different is your list of favorite games released this year? What are you looking forward to in the coming months? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider leaving a like and subscribing to help support the channel. See you in the next one.